your claim for short-term disability benefits as a result of COVID. Now, you might be having the classic COVID symptoms and they might be mild, you may have recovered quickly, but there is a subset of COVID patients who don't recover quickly or go on to develop long COVID. And the question becomes, well, how do you pay your bills? How do you keep your lights on? How do you pay your mortgage? Hopefully you have purchased a short-term disability policy through your employer, or your employer has covered you under a self-funded a benefit plan. Now, there is no short-term disability plan or policy that is a uniform, and I think you need to know your rights before you stop work and apply for benefits. You also need to understand if you have a long-term disability policy or plan. It's all part of having a coordinated plan in mind, so that you are eligible for your benefits, not only your short-term disability benefits, but your long-term disability benefits. So you need to understand the definition of disability, because you have the burden to prove that you're disabled as that term is defined by your policy or plan. Number two, you have to prove generally that you're unable to do your own occupation, again, how that term is defined in the policy or plan. Number three, you need to understand an elimination period, and that's a period of time in which you aren't paid benefits, even though you generally have to be disabled. It might be as short as 7 days, might be as long as a year. But you need to understand that before you stop work, because you need a source of income. Now, the next thing that we're going to talk about is policy exclusions. And this is particularly important if you have just become enrolled in your disability insurance policy or plan and now have developed COVID. If you have become disabled in a certain period of time after you've enrolled, the disability carrier plan is going to look back to see whether or not you are entitled to your benefits. And if you've gotten treatment for pre-COVID type symptoms, the disability carrier might say, oh, no, you actually had these symptoms before your policy or plan became effective, and we don't owe you any benefits. That's important because obviously you want to look at your medical records and your pharmacy records to make sure that there isn't an issue with a pre-existing condition exclusion. Now, in the next part of this video, I'm going to cover some other terms that are important if you are applying for benefits as a result of COVID. In the meantime, if you have any questions, call me at 727-894-3188 to learn more about your rights to disability benefits because of COVID. I can help you regardless of where you live in the United States and regardless of who your disability carrier or plan might be. See you in the next session.